friends, and welcome back to another video. I hope you've been keeping so very well. Personally, I'm being kept very busy at the moment. Work has been, there's been a lot going on with work. I've been kept busy with that. And then I'm also in the process of finding a place to live and moving out of this apartment. So definitely got a lot going on. This week I thought I would bring you along and show you what I eat in a few busy days. And right now it is 8:30 a.m. I have gone for my morning walk and had my cacao, and I'm about to make a really quick breakfast. And at the moment in this household, we're going through a bit of a crumpet era. So I'm gonna make some crumpets for breakfast. The other day when I was making some, because I just like to put like vegan butter, Vegemite and peanut butter on them. Sometimes, I know that it might sound criminal, I do put Vegemite and peanut butter together. But the other day I was just doing vegan butter and Vegemite, and then my boyfriend was putting avocado on his, and I was like mildly confused. I didn't realize people put avocado on crumpets. Then I had it and it was really, really yum. So this morning I'm gonna have vegan butter, Vegemite and avocado on it, which I'm gonna need the Australians to back me up here, because we all know Vegemite and avocado is an iconic combination. To live for the hope of it all. Cancel plans just in case you call and say, meet me behind them all. This avocado is actually so big. Maybe avocados have just been kind of small lately, but that's a slay. Is this avocado still gonna be good though? Ooh, I can't even begin to describe how iconic and how good avocado is with Vegemite. Like, I can't even explain why it's so good. And that is my breakfast today. I'm gonna get into my work day and I'll catch up with you when it's time for us to make some lunch. So for lunch today, I'm going to make a really quick and easy noodle soup. I have been loving noodles in general at the moment because we're in winter here, and it is just glorious the amount of things that you can make with noodles. And a quick veggie noodle soup is something I love making when I'm working from home, because I can pack it full of veg, but it's super hearty and it's super easy to make. So I just prepped some ramen noodles that I just boiled, and I've also prepped some corn, broccoli and some spring onion, and I'm gonna show you how I make this super easy soup. Okay, so I've got some oil in my saucepan, and now I'm gonna add in all of my veggies. Spring onion. You can also add tofu in if you want to, and sometimes I do have tofu, but today I just felt like veggies, so that is what we are going with. I also do my corn in kind of a rogue way, but it works for me. Okay, adding in a little bit of soy sauce. Ooh. Adding in a little bit of miso, as well as some water. Wow, that definitely calmed that noise down. Also adding in some oat milk and some veggie stock powder, and mixing this all together. Miso is an ingredient that I don't use a lot, like it's kind of a new thing to me cooking with it, but I really am trying to expand lately what I cook with and stuff like that, and just learning how to use ingredients that I don't typically use. So then from here I basically put my noodles into my bowl and pour the veggies and the broth on top. Oh my god, am I overflowing? Drizzle of sesame oil on top. I love sesame oil so much. Okay, so this is my lunch for today. So yeah, it's kind of like a brothy kind of soup. It's similar to how I make my ramen broth. Yeah, it's just super yummy and easy, and one of my favorite things to make at the moment. Prepped this very simple butter bean and broccoli curry. I'm loving curries at the moment. It is winter here and they are really nice and hearty. You can also bulk prep them. Oh, is all that steam coming up? I think it is. Anyway, you can also bulk prep them so that you can enjoy it over a couple of days. And what I've decided to do here is prep a couple of serves. Tonight I'm heading out to training and I don't usually get home until like 8:30 p.m. So I find that if I'm not prepared and I don't prep something before I go, I end up getting takeaway on the way home or coming home and eating something like probably some more crumpets, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a habit that I want to get into, especially after I've trained. I want to make sure that I'm eating something nourishing and hearty and filling. And because I already know this week's going to be busy, I prepped 2 serves of this curry today, just so I save myself some time later in the week and I have something hearty ready to go. I find simple curries like this a really good thing to make when you are short on time. I really like to use either butter beans, chickpeas, lentils, or tofu as my source of protein, and then I usually add some kind of veg in. I find that pumpkin, broccoli, spinach, and peas all cook pretty quickly, and then I just use a store-bought curry powder or curry paste as the base, as well as coconut milk, some tinned tomatoes. Sometimes I put peanut butter in when I am wanting it to be a little more creamy or perhaps a little more filling as well, because nut butter does tend to fill me up. So what I'm going to do right now is just leave this to cool, and I'm actually going to get into prepping my breakfast for tomorrow. I know that tomorrow is probably going to be my busiest day of the week and I'm going to want to have breakfast on the go, and recently I've been making this strawberries and cream chia pudding, which I'm really enjoying, but lately I've been seeing people make it where they like blend it all together, and I got this new gadget. Actually, I didn't even mean for this to be like a bit of a plug for this gadget, but I recently got this thing which comes with an attachment to blend soup, if that makes sense. It's like anyway, the reason I bought this was because I wanted to be able to blend soup over the stove without having to put it into my blender. It happened to come with this attachment as well. You might have seen me use this in some videos, but basically it has like a little bit of a blade in it. This is kind of a time-saving hack actually, because I was doing some meal prep recently and I was like, maybe I should try using this thing and putting in like my onion and tomato and coriander and stuff, because I was making a fresh salsa. Anyway, it's amazing, this thing. Like, it can chop vegetables so quickly, and when you're making like a bolognese or something and you're wanting to finely dice like your onions, your garlic, your carrot, your celery, all of that, I literally can just chuck it in here and blend it and it's like so quick. Anyway, I've been using it for so many things. I've made pancake batter in this thing. I'm just so impressed. It was $79 and it's just like actually one of the best things in my kitchen. Anyway, today we're going to test it out and see how it blends the chia pudding, and then that is going to be our breakfast prepped for tomorrow. Wow, there's so much noise around today. It's crazy. My lunch today is what has been like my go-to quick and easy lunch for the past couple of months. I started getting these vegan pies from a local vegan pie maker, and I've started buying them in bulk and freezing them so that when I'm having busy weeks like the week that I'm having at the moment, I have something in the freezer that I can reheat and I can enjoy, and it's yummy and makes me feel full and makes me feel good. So the thing I love about my air fryer is that it's actually so good for reheating things. What I do is I just put it on like a low kind of heat, and to be fair, I have to be a little bit prepared. Like when I'm like 45 minutes to an hour out from wanting something frozen, for example, I'd pop it in the air fryer. But like my boyfriend even like heats up tofu scramble in the morning in there because we don't have a microwave. And yeah, the air fryer is just like so good for reheating things. Anyway, how hot is this? This is quite hot. So this pie that I'm having is a vegan cheese, corn and asparagus pie. It's my favorite one of the ones that I've tried from her so far. And I'm just gonna have some tomato sauce with it. Sometimes I like having barbecue sauce with my pies, but it feels kind of wrong. I can't explain it, but I just feel like tomato sauce goes with pies so well. Let me cut this open so that you can see. It looks so creamy. I think I've shown these pies in a few videos now, but I don't know if you can see that, but it is so creamy and delicious on the inside. I feel super lucky that I have access to these pies on the Gold Coast, but even before I had access to them, or even sometimes still now, I love prepping my own like vegan sausage rolls or vegan spinach and ricotta like pastry kind of things, because they're just such a convenient lunch, especially when you're working from home, to be able to just chuck into the air fryer or the oven and just let them warm up whilst you continue working, and then yeah, enjoying it. It's just so good and makes me feel really good as well. Okay, just finishing work for the day now. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit like a scatterbrain. I feel like it's been a really long day and I'm pretty tired. To be honest, I really can't be bothered cooking dinner tonight, but what I'm gonna do and what I like to do when I am feeling this kind of way is I like to just watch something that I don't have to pay like loads of attention to, but I can still enjoy, if that makes sense. And that helps me with like cooking when I can't be bothered, or with like doing the dishes and stuff when I can't be bothered. So I'm gonna watch a game of netball because that's like my favorite thing to watch. And recently I've been watching international games of netball, which has been really fun to like watch something different. Anyway, I want to say a big thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Surfshark VPN is one of those things that I've heard so many good things about over the years and hadn't tried it for myself, but this year I tried it for myself and I completely understand what the hype is all about. And if you're like me a few months ago wondering what it is that Surfshark actually does, well, it does a lot of things, but primarily it is an app and a browser extension that allows you to pretend that your laptop is anywhere in the world. For example, you know, I'm a netball girly and I love watching my netball like I'm gonna do tonight, and I've been enjoying being able to watch international games of netball lately that I don't usually have access to. And basically the Surfshark VPN lets me travel virtually and pretend that I'm anywhere else in the world and enjoy all of the netty that I want to. As well as that, the Surfshark VPN masks what you do online and allows you to stay safe whilst you're on public Wi-Fi, for example like doing banking and stuff like that, and also gets you the best deals when you're online shopping and especially purchasing plane tickets. They also have a 30-day money back guarantee, a strict no logs policy, which means that they don't collect any of your data, and you can use the one account over multiple devices. If you're like me a few months ago and you're curious about trying out Surfshark VPN, they have very kindly offered an exclusive discount plus an extra 3 months free using my code AmandaDucks, and you can head to Surfshark VPN by clicking the link in my description box. Okay, let's get into the kitchen, let's get the netty on, and I'm gonna make a pesto gnocchi, like a really simple pesto gnocchi for dinner tonight. It may not be the most beautifully presented dinner I've ever made, but I made it in 15 minutes. I know it's gonna taste good, and now I get to chill tonight, which I'm very much so looking forward to. Good morning. It has been a very busy start to the day. I did a bunch of work and I have also just picked up Miss Cara Aridi from the airport.
Hello.
And on the way home we have stopped at one of my favorite places. This is my breakfast because all I've had this morning is a cacao, but we stopped at this place called Picnic, which if you are on the Gold Coast, it is a vegan sandwich shop and toasty shop, because I did get a toasty today. Sorry, I really just didn't have you in that car.
That's fine.
So we got ourselves some kind of brunch, I guess. I got a baked bean, spinach and vegan cheese toasty.
It does look yummy.
It is so
bread.
good. Oh, the bread is always so yummy.
I got a chickpea tuna sandwich.
Yummy.
A fresh one.
They have so many good things there.
Yeah.
I think they have like 10 different sandwiches and toasties. Definitely
Cucumber.
recommend.
Massive.
Yeah. I also got a baked cheesecake because like baked cheesecake is one of my favorite desserts, and they had some there, so I knew that it was time for me to get one. I'm definitely gonna have that as a little sweetie treaty when we get home.
I already ate my cookie that I bought.
Today has been a big day, but I'm super proud of myself because I got so much done. My burger bowl for lunch is like one of my new favorite things. I've really been embracing things like store-bought veggie patties and like store-bought bliss balls and stuff like that a lot more lately. I think because my job is creating recipes, I spend a lot of time cooking, right? Like cooking is a huge part of my life, not only in my work but also in, you know, my personal life and what I enjoy to do. But I think sometimes when I'm like doing recipe videos and stuff like that, the idea of store-bought stuff sometimes to me comes across as like cheating in a way, which it's definitely not, because I think realistically in this society where we're all so busy all the time, we don't all have time to, for example, make veggie patties from scratch. Sometimes fun to do, but not always convenient, you know? In Australia, we also are super lucky. We have access to so many great vegan products that make veganism so easy. And yeah, in the past few months, I've been really embracing a lot more simplicity with the food that I eat. It's obviously something that ebbs and flows for me based on my workload and stuff like that, but I think it's like a really nice, gentle reminder that, you know, in general, everyone has completely different lifestyles, but as well as that, like there's the niche of vegans, and not all vegans have the same lifestyle, you know, preferences with what they eat, and time. Like time is such a big thing when it comes to preparing food, and sometimes it can get to the end of the day and maybe you've like planned that morning to make like a really epic vegan lasagna or something when you get home from work, but then you get home and you're wrecked and there's other things to do and you don't feel like it, and that's okay, you know? Like veganism doesn't have to be a super complicated thing, and I think this is a really good lesson that I've learned over the years. Like when I first became vegan, I was really excited and I wanted to like learn to cook different things and try different things, and you know, I remember this one time making like this mac and cheese burger where I made like a full homemade vegan mac and cheese, and then I turned that mac and cheese into burger patties, and like it was fun, but it's not like a realistic thing that I would do like every week now, for example. But yeah, I think my point is, and this is a reminder to myself and to anyone else listening who this may resonate with you, like try your best to release this pressure that you have on yourself to like make the most epic vegan food all the time because you're vegan, because it really doesn't have to be that way. Like you can make tasty vegan food really simply and really quickly and really easily. Like lately I've been loving just having like teriyaki noodles with some veggies and tofu, and it takes like 15 minutes to make, and I'm sure it wouldn't be like the meal that I made to turn someone vegan, but it's tasty, it's nutritious, it does the job, you know? Anyway, that is a ramble that I didn't intend on having. I've got some of that leftover butterbean curry that I made a couple of days ago, which is super yummy. So I think I'm just gonna heat some of that up. I always get tempted when I have curry at home to order just a naan, a vegan naan from my local Indian restaurant. I have done it many times before, and I'm kind of tempted to do it tonight if I'm honest. Like sometimes I just want curry with naan bread. Like I don't even want any rice. I really do think that I want to do that right now. I always feel so rogue when I do it because I'm like, what does this restaurant think when I'm just like ordering this bread? Anyway, my point is I'm going to heat up this curry and I'm going to have it for dinner, and that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed and got a couple of easy, quick vegan recipes to try out at home. If you have any quick and easy vegan meals that are like your go-tos, definitely let me know. I would love to try some new things at home, and I always love hearing what things you're enjoying in your kitchen. And that is all from me. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!